And I'm going to open today by beginning with a litany of complaints that we hear from fans about baseball, just about every year. I'm sick and tired of seeing the same old teams in the playoffs. I don't want to be force-fed the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Astros. I'm not watching this World Series. I'm not watching baseball. The lower payroll teams stand no chance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this World Series is for you. The Texas Rangers have not been to the World Series since back-to-back appearances in 2010 and 11. They didn't win either of them. They've never won a World Series in their franchise history. The Diamondbacks have not been to the World Series since beating the Yankees in a 7-game classic in 2001. So I would say we have some different teams here. Now, yes, the Rangers did spend big, more than $800 million in free agents the last 2 years. They added Scherzer at the deadline. They have gone for it. Sixth highest opening day payroll. It got even higher. The Diamondbacks? Not a big money team. 24th in opening day payroll. This is who they are. They've been, oddly, for a team that plays in Phoenix, one of the 10 largest cities in the country, a low revenue team in regard to Major League Baseball. So let's take a look at some things that are percolating around this series. Some reasons why this series is so unusual, and it's unusual in many ways. But let's start here by looking at just where this is in terms of combined winning percentage for World Series teams. You look at it. This is the lowest combined winning percentage for World Series teams in the sport's history. 537, Rangers and Diamondbacks. Next, 545, the 1973 A's Mets World Series. 546, the 2014 Royals-Giants World Series. And there are some other teams as well in that mix. The 97 Marlins and Indians. 551, 2006 Tigers-Cardinals. On and on and on. 1987 Cardinals and Twins. That was my first World Series. It went 7, 556. Now, just because these teams haven't necessarily won doesn't mean it will make for a bad World Series. It could be highly competitive. Now let's keep going here. The 2023 Diamondbacks are just the third team in Major League history to make the World Series with 84 wins or less. Yes, that is true. 1973 Mets, 82 wins, lost the World Series. 2006 Cardinals, I don't remember if people were whining about them, but I'm sure they were. 83 wins, won the World Series, and here are the 2023 Diamondbacks with 84 wins. Another remarkable thing about this postseason, you'll see it right here, is how unsuccessful the home teams have been. The road teams, the lower seeds, are now 22 and 14 in this postseason. 611 winning percentage, that's the second highest entering the World Series since the playoffs expanded with the wildcard era behind 2010, after 2010. So this is the second highest. Okay, this is what you get. You expand the playoffs. You get some teams that are less deserving, that might not have been as dominant in the regular season. The Rangers were a good team in the regular season, no question. And they lost the AL West title only on the last day. The Diamondbacks were an okay team, an interesting team, a surprising team, a team that capitalized on the new rules, but they weren't anyone's idea of a powerhouse or a World Series contender. But again, you expand the playoffs, you invite more people to the party, you run the risk of a guest or two showing up drunk. And that seems to be what has happened here. But I'm here to tell you, this is a good thing. It's good for the sport. Now you might say, and I'm sure you will say, Ken, you're shilling for Fox. You're just trying to get people to watch the broadcast. Now, I'm not a shill. During the Rangers-Astros series, I had people who root for the Rangers telling me I was an Astros shill, which was rather interesting analysis considering that most Astros fans can't stand me because of a certain story that The Athletic broke in 2019 about a certain team that stole signs illegally. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. When it comes to the concept of shilling, and it comes to the concept of me shilling for Fox, yes, guilty. I am shilling for Fox. I do want people to watch the games. But you know what really I'm doing? I'm shilling for baseball. Because if you are a fan of baseball, a true fan of baseball, you are going to want to watch this series. This is a series that I'm sure will be getting low ratings because fans in the East are saying, I don't care. And maybe fans in the West are saying, Diamondbacks, they don't really qualify as a West Coast team. I'd rather see the Dodgers or the Giants or any of those teams. Well, you can't have it both ways, folks. You can't say all the time, Man, this sport is just tilted toward the big market teams. That's all we're ever shown. That's all we ever see. And I don't want to see it anymore. Well, here are two different teams, and two interesting teams, and two teams with star power. The Rangers, for sure. You've got Adolis Garcia and Corey Seager, Max Scherzer, Nathan Eovaldi, Jordan Montgomery. You've got Marcus Semien playing in his first World Series, one of the great veterans in our game. For the Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Evan Longoria playing in his first World Series since 2008, his first in 15 years. Now, as my friend Jason Stark said a couple of weeks ago, he told me this while we were discussing an article I was writing. Jason said, if you don't want upsets, if you just want the two best regular season teams in the World Series every year, then don't have playoffs. But we have playoffs. And no one should be apologizing for this matchup. No one in baseball, no one at Fox, no one on either team. These are the two teams that got here. They are the best teams in October. Doesn't mean they were the best teams in the regular season, and they earned this. So if you're a true fan of the game, someone who truly relishes the sport, it should be a lot of fun.